Honest J. Nowak. Coming at you live. Alright. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Honest J. Nowak. And so for today's little marathoning session we got here on September 1st, let's basically get on with something different here. Number 785, the stock market. So, I especially remember at one point where I actually had to participate in the local stock market at the time, which did involve a lot of complications. I feel like that the main reason why a lot of people are not interested in it is because of how serious of a tone it has played in today's culture. A lot of modern economics are somewhat reliable based on today's standards in the stock market and how regulations are followed. But for the most part, I especially do have quite a big memory on the fact that this one school project that I did, where I did have to spend some money on up to 5 different stocks from 5 different companies. And I know for a fact that at the time that happened, in early 2017 pretty much, in my personal finances course, I basically went on ahead and purchased stocks from GM, McDonald's, Starbucks, as well as Target and Marcus Theaters. And I tell you, those 5 companies, they're ones that I've trusted for a long time, and they're ones that I've pretty much known for a long time as well. So that pretty much gave me the inspiration and the confidence that I needed to pretty much ensure that I would in fact have some good stock options put into play. And then of course we were supposed to wait up to a whole month to see if the stocks would essentially grow or they would pretty much plummet. And for the most part, I technically did earn a bit of money on that part right there. But the fact is that this was more or less of an experiment just to see how modern day stock options would in fact apply to us in partake of our current generation in schools at the time. And then of course here we are in a whole new generation pretty much, with all new students, all new education levels, and probably a whole lot of new rules that pretty much overtake the old rules when it comes to learning about different subjects. From math, science, and history, all the way down to linguistics and history, pretty much. Lots of things out there. But I will in fact say that by this point in time, the stock market is certainly one of those things that you really have to be on the lookout for. There of course was the stock market crash that happened in the Great Depression, and that did allow for a lot of problems to take place there, and eventually even more complications before eventually having to be built back up. But by today's standards, it's fair to say anything could go wrong at this point. The stock market is in fact a very risky place to be in. A high factor of risk taking that pretty much goes above many other things that we've ever talked about. And I can't really say that at the time I was proud of doing it, but again, this was more of an experiment that had occurred in early 2017, because here we are over 4 years later, and I myself am saying that, well, we're certainly having a lot of things to learn here from all that. Our history has taught us so much over the past century, and getting to know about how they are today is sure going to be quite an affair to take place. Otherwise, though, I will say, at least it was something worthwhile for me. Quite a nice project that I had, other than many others that have taken place. Well, you know what though? I will say that's going to cut it for today. But I will in fact come back with more reasonable and entertaining subjects in the near future. But if you want to see more go down on my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.